Is it possible for you as a single woman to be in your feminine energy? Is it possible for you as head of household, taking on the responsibility of both the mother and the father and being a provider? Is it possible for you to still relish in the juiciness and the radiance and the ease and the flow of the feminine? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you feminine energy secrets for single moms, and you are going to learn 9 very powerful ways for you to still be in your feminine energy, to cultivate your feminine energy, to be in basking in the power and relishing in the beauty and the ease and the radiance of the feminine, even though you are taking on a huge responsibility of being a single mom. So in this video, I am going to give you all of the steps. This is going to be deeply, deeply transformative, and I know that this is going to change your life. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with a story because it's the story that came into my mind. In Cuba, there was a woman who was our neighbor. She lived next to us, and she had 3 young children. So she had 3 children under the age of 4. And unfortunately, so she had a 4-year-old, she had a 3-year-old, and then she had a baby. And unfortunately, her husband was, he went to prison. And so what happened was, like, without saying a word, no one had to say anything because it's Cuba, right? Every single day that we cook something, we cook extra and we would bring it to her. Anytime that we were gonna go to the beach or we were gonna go and do something fun, go get ice cream or whatever, we would go to her house and take her children with us. Anytime that we had anything planned, a party, whatever, we made sure we went to her house and got her children and brought her as well to come and to join us. When you're in community, what happens is if there is something happens, the community then absorbs that. It is not just you and all of the anguish and the pain of life, of you holding the burden of it, you yourself, but it is the community that then holds that and is then uplifted. Well, you're like, okay, Maya, that's Cuba. I don't live in Cuba. I live here. What does that have to do with me? Look for ways, tip number 1, to build community and to be in community. That might look like in your church or your spiritual organization. That might look like joining a Facebook group. That might look like something that you can build and be in community so that you don't feel that you're alone. A way to cultivate feminine energy and how you heighten your feminine energy is actually to be in community with other women. That's very, very important. So it might be an online situation because you're a single mom and you don't have the access to just leave your house anytime. So you can build that and find that online. There are plenty of Facebook groups, there's plenty of interest groups, plenty of ways that you can be in community with women. Girls' night, girls' trip, even if it's a Zoom call with your girlfriends and you make your little mocktails and y'all sit and talk, any of those things that build your feminine energy by being in community with other women, by feeling like you're not alone. Because the more that you isolate yourself, the more that life feels very weighted and feels very burdened and feels very heavy onto your shoulders. So build community, be in community, seek community, and make sure it's high quality, okay? So we don't want to be in community with people that are just gossiping or have like negative vibes or just catty and it's drama. You want to be in high quality community where you feel uplifted, where you feel inspired, where you feel supported. So seek community, tip number 1. Tip number 2, detox from low vibrations, detox from drama. So you're gonna go on your social media accounts and I want you to look at everybody that you're following, everybody that you're looking at, and you're taking in that energy through your eyes. And I want you to delete, unfollow, block, whatever you need to do. Hello, I'm in New York City. You want to delete, block, unfollow anybody that has drama, a low vibration, that any account that is not empowering you. You don't need to be looking at it, because your mind, your body, your energy, your frequency is so important to your household. You are the center of gravity for your home. So you cannot afford to have anything coming into your sphere, into your mind, into your eyes, because your eyes absorb as well, that is going to bring your energy down. You want to be hyper aware and hyper focused and hyper vigilant on what you're taking in through your eyes and through your energy, and all of the accounts that you follow and all of the YouTubes that you look at and all of the everything has to be something that is giving to you, that is nourishing you, that is uplifting you, and that empowers you. So detoxing from that. Step 3, this is super important. You must strengthen your nervous system. This is a major key, because your nervous system has to be strengthened so that you are not in reaction to life. What does that mean? It means that you're doing something every single day to strengthen your nervous system, so that when stress happens, when tantrums happen, when you get a phone call of some bad news or anything, it doesn't take from your energy. You're not in reaction to it and spitting out venom. That you actually have a practice within your daily life, that you're strengthening that nervous system so that you can remain calm, so that you can heal, so that you can release the stress, because your nervous system is what your children entrain into. What is entrainment? It means that they have a place where they can, their energy and their nervous system can learn how to be calm, can learn how to react to good things and to not so good things. That they have a place where they can find peace. They have a place where they can entrain their bodies into a center force that is peaceful. And that's a lot to take on as one person. That's why you have to be diligent about strengthening it. So how do you strengthen your nervous system? Well, one way is through strength training. So it's through weightlifting. And again, it's not feasible for us to leave our house every day and go to the gym. So I suggest that you do it at home. This is what I do. I'm not a single mom, but I have a household to run. I have a business to run. I'm in school full time and all the other things, and my children are very young. So what I do to strengthen my nervous system is I wake up every single day and I do a yoga practice, and then I do some weight training at home. So I have a medicine ball at home, and what I do is I lift it, I do some exercises to strengthen my legs. So when you're pushing weight on your legs, that is a way to strengthen your nervous system, and it reduces stress. Yoga reduces stress. Swimming reduces stress. So I have a client who is a single mom, and what we did for her is we created a routine where she actually goes swimming. She takes her kids and she goes swimming every day, and that is how she strengthens her nervous system. Meditation is a way to strengthen your nervous system. Whatever you need to do, you need to do it, and you need to wake up in the morning. Do it in the morning, because if you say, oh, I'm gonna do it at night, it's not gonna happen, because things happen throughout the day. Yes, you have your kids, you have your career, you have lots of responsibility that is going to override that workout if you push it down. It has to be at the beginning of the day. And you might be like, Maya, I'm so tired. That's okay. It's going to get much better over time. So when you first start a morning workout, you're gonna be tired. I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna be very tired. But over time, you're actually going to increase your energy. It's going to help you to sleep at night. It's going to take away the stress of your life. So this is vital. Get up in the morning. I wake up at 4 in the morning. I'm gonna be honest with you. I allow myself to have a long chunk of my day in the morning that is just for me. So if I need to cry, I can cry. I have the space to do that. I have the space to kind of gather myself, to push and to strengthen my body, so that when I'm giving throughout the day as a mom, um, as someone who has clients that I'm in service of, and all the other ways that I have to give throughout the day, I'm giving from my overflow, so that when a stressful phone call comes, I have the ability, have a strong nervous system to deal with that stress, not in reaction to, because I've gotten in front of it at the beginning of my day to strengthen my nervous system. And this will help you in your mothering. So someone made a comment that she wants to be able to enjoy her children, and I feel you. I feel you, especially when they're small. It's like, it's challenging because they need you for so many things, but you want to enjoy this time. How do you enjoy it? By not being a stressed out mommy, by not, it helps you to be more calm, more centered as a mother. So you're able to enjoy your motherhood much more because you have this center of gravity within yourself. You have a strong nervous system. So when your kids do have their tantrum and they're fighting with you and they're saying no and they're giving their strong personality, you can be calm. You can be centered, and that helps you with your mothering. It helps you to deal with life. That is a major key. You must do it. And so another person had commented that her baby's very young. So what I suggest, if you have just given birth, this is the time to rest. This is time for your body to recuperate. You still have, your hormones are still, might be out of whack, right? You're still recuperating from giving life and birthing life and cultivating life for 9 months. So what you want to do is a gentle practice. What that can look like is yoga. What that can look like is stretching. What that can look like is deep breathing in the morning. Just taking time out in the morning, even if it's 20 minutes. Even if it's 20 minutes, it will make such a great difference in your day. Even if it's walking in the morning, whatever you need to do, do it. It will transform your life. Numero 4. Find inspiration. So in order to have a morning practice, we have to have discipline. In order to have discipline, you must harness your own inner masculine. And you might be like, well, I clicked on this video to learn how to be in the feminine. What are you talking about? In order to be in your feminine energy, you must, especially as a single mom, you must have a very diligent and rhythmic life. A life in which your masculine energy is working for you and not against you. So your inner masculine has to create the structure for your life in order for your feminine energy to flow. So what does that look like? Think about a water slide, right? A water slide has this water that's gushing through and is sliding through and is able to slide through the tube. So your feminine energy is the water. She's gushing, she's flowing, she's abundant. The masculine energy within you is the actual water tube. So that is the structure through which the water is flowing through. Imagine if there's no structure. The water is just kind of leaking out, but it has no force. It has no power. And so when we create these structures, we create the water tube, the slide, that is that masculine energy creating a structure in our life for feminine energy to be very powerful and to be flowing in a forceful way. So what does that look like? That means that you are creating structure in your life. That means that in the morning time, you wake up at this time and you're doing the exercises to strengthen your nervous system. That means that and so because of that, right? Because when you first start doing it, you might you watch this video, you're pumped up, you're like, yes, I'm gonna do this, and you do it tomorrow and it's like really, really hard, and then you're like, you know what? I'm not about this early waking up life. what do we do in those situations? Because once you have an intention, what follows intention is disruption. Once you start working out, it doesn't feel good at first. You don't get a lot of energy at first. It actually feels worse. When you start to eat well, you don't get all of the great, radiant energy first. It actually feels worse before it gets better. So what do we do in those situations when we have to keep going in order to get the results? We know that we have to be consistent in order to get the results. How are we consistent? How do we be and build consistency in our life? You find inspiration and you hold that inspiration and you tap into that inspiration. And the inspiration comes from the divine masculine. The inspiration comes from the divine masculine within you, being inspired by a divine masculine. So what does that mean? It means that you have your own inner masculine within you. You might observe the masculine outside of you to get the inspiration for the masculine within you. One of the inspirations to me personally that I'm observing the divine masculine is Malcolm X. Malcolm X, to me, peace and blessings be upon his soul, inspires me. The discipline of this man, the strength of this man, the structure of this man, it's deeply inspiring. I'm getting chills. My first son was born on his birthday. So that to me, I'm deeply inspired by the divine masculine in this man because he was disciplined, because he had structure, because he had strength, because when he said he was going to do something, he did it. That inspires my own divine masculine, that when I feel like I don't want to be consistent, I can look to that and feel that inspiration. That might be Bruce Lee for you. That might be whomever. Look at monks. There is a monk, I forget his name, but that's another way to observe the masculine in his realm of the divine masculine when he has that discipline. And you read the life of Malcolm X, there was the man who did his autopsy said that he had the most beautiful purified organs because of the way that he lived his life, because of the food that he ate, because of the purity of his spirit. He had never seen the inner body of a person so beautiful and purified. And that spoke to what Malcolm X thought, the thoughts that he had, the discipline he had in his life of only eating certain foods, of the way that the lifestyle that he had. That inspires me. So I observe that when I need inspiration. And so you look to inspiration to inspire you to be consistent, to inspire your inner masculine to work for you, to create the structure so that your feminine energy can flow. Does everyone understand what I mean? So that can be something different for you. You can also get inspiration through creating a vision board. So you can have some pictures. Maybe it's pictures of a very healthy body, pictures of a woman that is very calm. You have pictures of something that inspires you and you put it together on a vision board, and you can look at that vision board and say, I'm inspired by that as well. Whatever inspires you, whatever motivates your inner masculine to be consistent. And it's going to not always be easy. The other day, I wake up at 4 a.m. every day. Who was up with me at 4 a.m. this morning? My youngest. And so my workout looked a little different. My workout looked like I was, see, he's right there now. Speaking of the baby, that's how it is. But that doesn't mean that tomorrow I'm not going to wake up and do my workout. I'm inspired and I'm consistent, because when I'm consistent is how I get the results. When you have your masculine energy working for you as opposed to against you, you're able to really relish in the beauty of being in your feminine energy. So the masculine, you're working with your inner masculine to create structure and to create rhythm, which is numero 5. Create rhythm and automate. Automate, delegate, create rhythm. So anywhere in your life that you can automate something, it's going to bring you more into your feminine energy. So if you can have your bills on automation, if you can have something else on automation, that's one less thing, one last tab in your brain that you have to think about. Create rhythm means that every morning you have a morning ritual that pulls you, that supports you in the best ways for you to be. It means that you don't always have to worry and have this worry of, okay, at this time I need to do this, at this time. You have notifications in your phone that reminds you of what you need to do. For example, let's say you know that at 5:30 you need to leave the playground in order to make it home in time to make dinner. You have an alarm that goes off at 5:30 so that you're not having to constantly check. You don't have this worry in your brain. You know that the alarm's gonna go off, the alarm's gonna support you so that you don't have to have that worry as taking something else off of your mind so that you can relish and have fun and play on the playground and be in your joyful, youthful energy. And then that alarm is gonna support you. Using alarms on your phone is going to support you and automate it. So you know, okay, every day I wake up at this time. Every day at this time, this is the time we need to leave the playground in order to cook dinner. This is the time that you have an alarm going off, that this is the time I go to the mailbox and get the mail. Like, you have these structures in your life so that it's the less of the mental energy you need to remember all of these things. You have this automation supporting you. And what that does is it takes the mental energy out and allows you to relax a bit more because you know that things are being handled. You know that the alarm's gonna go off when it needs to, and I will have enough time to move through spaces. Another thing to do is to always have more space in between activities. So your transition times are not rush, 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 rush. You have a bit more space to have more grace, to have more ease. If you need to leave earlier so you're not rushing, 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 you do so that you have more space for grace, for ease, for stopping to smell the roses and whatever other things needs that might arise in the moment. You are able to have that. You're able to be more present and be in the moment for what arises. So you have more space, and that might mean planning less things throughout the day. So looking at your schedule and seeing what in this schedule is not nourishing me, what in this schedule is not necessary, and cutting it out so that you're doing less but doing more by doing less, if that makes sense. So you're more present to the beauty and the magic of the mundane. You're more present in the moment because you're cutting the fat, and you're just doing what is absolutely necessary on the schedule, and the unnecessary stuff of helping somebody go and paint, like, don't do that, okay? Do things that nourish you. And I know that we can go into this doing hustle mode, and that's why that morning practice that I spoke about earlier will help you and will support you in strengthening that. So we create rhythm, we create structure. We know that. So we're using our divine masculine to create that structure in our day, and our transitions are nice and long. So when you transition from your job to home, I want you to create a ritual. I want you to you're going to change your clothes, you're going to change the perfume that you wear, you're going to change something so that you have a clear, like, siphon, a clear cut between work and home, between your career and your home life, so that in your home life, even though you do have to be the director, you do have to be the mother and the father, you still have a clear cut between this work mode and home and family life. Okay, so that you have this distinction. You have your work clothes and you have your home clothes. Even though coming home is clocking in, I want you to now, we're going to be working on home life, being more in the feminine in our home life, and how to do that. And that is coming from having a stronger nervous system. But I want you to have a distinction. So maybe if it's between work and home, you have 5 minutes. In that 5 minutes, I want you to play a song that makes you deeply in your feminine, some slow, sensual dancing. Maybe it's Smooth Operator. Maybe it's listening to rain, like the sound of rain and whatever that does, whatever that makes you feel. So you have this moment, this little micro moment of a ritual that helps you to just drop into your feminine for a moment, make a nice smooth transition between work and home play. Okay, so that was 5. Number 6, look for support. So a lot of times that we can get into this mode of, I have to do everything by myself. I'm all alone. I have to do it by myself. I have to do everything. It's all on me. And there are people in our life that want to support us. There are people in our life that are like, look, I'm here, just holla at me. And we don't have the mentality, or we think that it's weak to ask for help and to ask for support. When people come into our life and they want to support us, it is a gift to them too, because people, naturally, humans like to help, and to give them the opportunity to help you, you're actually giving to them in a way. So look for support. Write down in your journal all the ways and all the different people that are here to support you, so that you can remember that you're not alone. Remember that the burden, the weight of this heavy load that you're journeying through right now is actually, there's people that God is sending to your life to help you, but you have to have different eyes to be able to see it, to be able to recognize that this person has come to help me. It could also be if it's just a friend that wants to, to talk to you and to support you through just, okay, I gotta fold the laundry, I'm going to talk to my girlfriend at this time, or I'm going to, my mom wants to come and help. And allow these people to come into your life, allow people to support you. So look for the support, and once you look with new eyes, you're going to see, hey, this person can help me, even if it's the laundry. So laundry takes a long time. And if you have the means to do so, I highly suggest that you get a laundry service. It doesn't usually cost that much, but it saves you so much of your energy and time not having to do the laundry. And I know you want to do the laundry for whatever reason, or like maybe that's your meditation. Okay, fine, do it. But if you don't like doing the laundry, it's a very small thing that makes a huge difference in your life and can save you hours and time and energy. Number 6. So what do we do? This is about when you have to deal with your child's father. When you do have to engage with him or his family or whatever. You're going to activate your queen energy. You're going to activate a higher energy. You're going to activate your feminine communication, and you're doing this for you. So no arguing, no drama. Whatever you need to say, you speak it from your queen voice, whatever needs to be said. And mind you, the feelings are heightened, the emotions are heightened. I know that this can be highly triggering. You're always going to speak eloquently from your queen. Don't argue in front of your babies. Don't allow anyone's energy to drag you down and to pull you down. You're going to activate that queen energy so that you can communicate effectively. Even if they are on a lower vibe, don't allow them to pull you down. You're going to raise up, and working with your nervous system is going to help you. So you're going to speak whatever your desires are, and speak from your heart and speak from your inner queen. You're going to communicate as a queen. You're going to elevate your look for you. This is not for them. This is for you. Elevate your look. You're going to invest in yourself so that your frequency is raised. You're going to use those feminine communication skills of speaking calmly, of speaking the truth, of speaking honestly, and speaking directly. Okay? So no, don't allow anyone to drag you down. Don't allow anyone's energy to bring you into any drama. You activating your queen. And so sometimes we can have to have really, really difficult conversations. Maybe you have teenagers and you have to have difficult conversations, or you have to have difficult and uneasy conversation with your child father. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to activate your inner queen. You're going to bring yourself to a higher frequency and bring yourself to a higher vibration. You're going to elevate in your look for you. And you're going to then, before the conversation, you're going to pray and you're going to ask God for the words to say. You're going to, if you can't find the words, you're asking the divine to come through and to speak through you and to support you in your communication, to be able to speak what you need to say, to be able to speak to their heart, to be able to find a resolution. Remember that you are not alone in this world. Remember that God is always with you and God is within you. A lot of people, I use the term goddess, yes, in my work, and that's the name of my course, and it's something that I speak to. And I know that the word goddess has been played out. It's played out. If you ask me if the word goddess is played out, I'm going to say yes, it's played out. But I'm also going to say that I'm not going to stop using this term because my name is Maya. Maya means illusion. It is the ultimate illusion of Maya, is that you overcome the idea that we are separate from God. So when the illusion of Maya means that you're learning that it is an illusion that we are separate from God. You're learning that God is within you, and that is goddess energy. Goddess energy is knowing that the divine is flowing through us. So when you feel weighted, when you do have to do something very difficult, understand that you can lean into the divinity. You can lean into the God that is flowing through you, that these words can flow through you, that God is here to supporting you and watching you, and that you are never alone, that the burden of life might feel very, very heavy at times, and you want to lift that burden off by giving it to God. Give it to God. God is here to support you. And that is what my purpose is, I believe, in life. One of my purpose is to remind people of that. Remind people that it is an illusion that we are separate from God, that God is within us. So always remember that. When you have those difficult times, when you have to say something difficult, you can evoke your God energy to speak those words and to give you the words to speak out of your mouth so that you can find resolution, you can find peace, you can find connection or whatever you're looking for in that conversation. Número 7. Make feminine energy rituals. So again, your masculine energy, your inner masculine energy, we are now using our inner masculine to support our feminine. We're now using our inner masculine to create structure in our life so that our feminine energy can flow. So throughout your day, we talked about the morning, we talked about the transition time between work and home, and at nighttime as well as a good time to create a little feminine energy ritual. This can be something that is as 2 minutes. I keep a rose spray in my bag, and anytime that I'm just feel like I'm really just out of sorts, or I just need to refresh in my feminine energy, I spritz that on me, and honey, I'm back. Okay. It's like whatever works for you. For some of us, it might be that you excuse yourself, you go to the bathroom, you run water, and you wash your face, and you wash the crown of your head, and you wash the back of your neck and your wrists, and that can bring you back into your feminine energy. For some of us, it's perfume, it's the scent that you wear. You might have a specific scent that you know, when I'm getting too frazzled, when it's too much, I'm gonna put that scent on. I'm gonna do this ritual to help to calm me down. And it might not bring you all the way to your feminine, but it might bring you back into neutral. It might bring you back into yourself and into your body. So creating these rituals throughout your day that you know, okay, in the morning I do this, between work and home I'm doing this, and then at night you do something special at night to help to relax you. Maybe it's taking a bath. Maybe it's, what I do too is I have essential oils. I'll take a little bit of lavender, a little bit of clary sage, and I take the oils and I massage my scalp with it. And I just like massage. I flip my hair forward and I just massage my scalp. It takes what, 1-2 minutes. You smell amazing, but it also relaxes me and it prepares me for sleep. And so it's like a ritual that bypasses the logical mind, and my body remembers, okay, it's time to sleep, it's time to relax, it's time for rest. So find these feminine rituals and do them. Numero 8, receive. So one of the ways that we get into our feminine energy, a pillar of feminine energy, is receiving and the art of receiving. And so to be in the divine feminine means that you receive even more than you are given. So when I go outside, the sun is shining, I'm receiving that. Thank you, sunshine, for giving me this warmth and making me feel delicious. When I go to and I'm walking down the street and a baby smiles at me, I receive that smile. Thank you, baby. When I see the flowers are blooming for me, I'm receiving that bloom. I'm receiving that beauty. When I see the sunshine is dancing on the water, I'm receiving that, because that's a sparkle of beauty that's just for me. I'm receiving all of that. So look for different ways that you can receive even more than you're given. When you receive a compliment, when you receive someone opening the door for you, when you receive a nice, gesture from a friend, when you receive a beautiful text from your mom, when you receive, and that is how you lift up and support your feminine energy throughout the day. The day is what can be wild and chaotic. You know how it is to raise babies. Sometimes it gets wild and chaotic, but you look for these different ways to receive. Maybe you're driving and someone in traffic lets you cut in. Receive that, say thank you, and look for all the ways that you're being supported and uplifted in the world in these little tiny ways, and that helps you to build in your feminine energy. It helps you to really cultivate more of the divine feminine within you. And so you'll notice that all of these things are free. This is nothing that you have to go and buy. It's something that you have to build your awareness in, right? This is how we do it. This is how we build our divine feminine, even when we have these very stressful journeys and very heavy journeys and these journeys of mothering as a single mom is heavy, and it's lots of what? Responsibility. What is it? Responsibility. Your ability to respond. So what is important is that you create a lifestyle that is raising your frequency. It is continuing to raise your frequency, so that when you're responding from the divine feminine, that your ability to respond increases in a way that is supportive and aligned to your goals. That's why I have you doing the working on your nervous system and strengthening your nervous system. That's why we're creating these little micro rituals to bring you back to neutral, so that your big responsibility of being a mom, of being a single mom in this modern world, that your ability to respond is then aligned with your goals, is then aligned with a higher frequency, so that you're able to respond from a higher place. So whatever drama or whatever problems that you created on this level, you keep on up leveling so that you can find the solutions. As long as you stay on the same level that you created the problem, you're just going to repeat it. And you're just going to, it's going to be like Groundhog Day. Every day is going to be the same. Every day is going to be the same because you're not doing these things to elevate yourself to find better solutions. Has it ever been that you were in a lower or stuck place and you just felt stuck and then once you did something to like raise yourself up, you were like, oh, I can do this, and I put it together, and I found the solution. That's how it works. We want to elevate ourselves. We want to raise our frequency so that we can find solutions to our problems, and that we can respond in a way that is uplifting to ourselves and uplifting to our children, because they're watching us. And it is not about what we say. It is everything about how we're being. And that's how they are learning to be in the world. They're learning to respond to problems through watching you. They're learning to respond to life through watching you, through your embodiment. So we have to be very conscious of this and have to do things to raise in our own frequency and in our own ways. And in our divine feminine, here we're supported by the divine feminine, but in order to access her, we have to use that divine masculine that is within us. The last one is we thank God. So I know for me that mothering can be super challenging, and I can't even imagine what it is as being a single mom. My best friend is a single mom. Most of my clients are single moms, so I have a lot of awareness. I was raised by a single mom, okay? So I know that is deeply, deeply challenging. And we can feel this burden, and subconsciously, so it's not with intention, but subconsciously we can take it out on our children when we have a rough day. This is not our intention, but it happens. And so anytime that your child is, they're having a tantrum, they're having a hard time, or you just feel really, really frustrated with them, I want you to do this. I want you to stop and you thank God. Stop and thank God. You might be thinking, oh my God, they're so impossible, especially if you have a teenager, right? Oh, they're so headstrong. And I want you to stop and I want you to thank God. Even if you have to cry, even if you have to do anything, because that shift in gratitude will change everything. Because let me tell you, as you already know, not every woman has had the blessing of the experience of having a child. Not every woman has that ability to bear children. Trust me, I work in the fertility space, and I have held women that were weeping in my arms because they had to come to terms that they will not be able to bear children in this lifetime. And those wails still haunt me to this day. And it wasn't that she was infertile, it was that her husband was. So anyway, just saying that ability and that blessing to be able to bear children, not every woman had that experience. So I want you to think of it as a complete blessing in your life. I know it's challenging. And in those moments of challenge, we thank God. I thank God for this child. I thank God for the blessing that this child is. You look into your baby's eyes, as much as they're pissing you off. You look into your baby's eyes and you say, thank you, God, thank you, God, thank you, God, thank you, God, for my baby. Thank God that every time your baby is hungry, you have the ability to feed them. Thank God that every time your baby is thirsty, you can go and you can get water for your child. That's not every woman's reality in this world. Some women are in refugee camps. Some women are breastfeeding their babies and listening to bombs in the background. So we have to give thanks every day for our children, and give thanks even in the toughest times, and especially in the toughest times. Especially in the times when you're like, I don't know what to do, and you just cry, and then you thank God. Thank God for my baby. Thank God for my child. And that, in that shift of going into gratitude, will change everything. It will calm you down, it will calm them down, and it will allow you to see life with a different perspective. It'll allow you to navigate this journey with a different perspective and with a different lightness to you, because the divine feminine is about gratitude. The divine feminine learns that in order to receive more abundance, you have to have what you have and see all that you have and be in deep gratitude for what you have, and that is how you build and have more. So I hope that this helped you in every single way possible, and to learn that this attitude of gratitude and having children and navigating the journey through life is not easy, but you are not alone. And if you are a single mom, I want you to also know that love is possible for you. Many women who come into my sphere have it's a subconscious sometimes, this subconscious idea that you have to be alone. And I'm here to share with you that love is possible. Almost every man in my family is raising a baby or raising a child that is not their biological. So real men will, embrace your children as if it is their own. That's the how you see and how you'll know he is a real man. But for now, if you're not even looking for love, you're loving on yourself, you're strengthening your own divine femininity. And along the line, when you're ready, you become the embodiment of love. You embody so much love for yourself. You embody the divine feminine, that you actually become a magnet, and you magnetize a high quality alpha male provider to you. But the work starts within you, and for you to do it within yourself. But I just wanted to end on that note that love is possible. Love is possible for you. We have to do this inner work first and cultivate the divine feminine within us, and then everything else will come into play. So I hope this helped you. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you soon. Peace and love.